This afternoon, I'm going to be sharing, first of all, from the text from the Old Testament, from Micah, chapter 7, verse 8. And the title of the message is Why Windshields Are Bigger Than Rearview Mirrors. First, the text. Do not rejoice over me, O my enemy, when I fall. I shall rise. When I sit in darkness, your light, O Lord, will be upon me. May the Lord bless this reading and hearing of His holy word and its application to our life today. I have a confession to make. First of all, the Lord gave me the title for the sermon a long while before He gave me the text. Let me tell you how hard it is to go in the concordance and try to find a reference for a rearview mirror or windshield. They just don't exist. So the Lord and the Spirit had to be creative with me and show me some things that the Lord has a unique way of doing in all of our lives. I understood, however, when the title came to me that it had to do more with an orientation toward life than it had to do with 20th century symbols. I have brought a rearview mirror with me today to kind of illustrate how we can look at the windshield or we can look at the rearview mirror, and how God uses us to be able to, both are important, but to rely on one more than the others doesn't give us the balance that we need for that journey of faith that God has given to us. As time drew near for this celebration, celebrating the past and poised for the future, I said, Lord, you're going to have to show me a few more clearly about connecting the dots. So we'll be able to see clearly the value of the past. And yet we don't do that blindly by saying everything that happened earlier was better than it is now for the people of God here in this church. There's a phrase that came from a book title a number of years ago that said, the title was, We've Never Done It That Way Before. And that's kind of the rearview vision piece that so easily kicks in for all of us, I think. There's a tendency toward that, but to be able to see what God, in His leading of our lives and our faith, has in store for us when we are able to see the bigger picture, see the windshield. We have to hold up the past into the light of God's wisdom to be able to discern what is important to take with us as we continue the journey, and what things are better left behind. So I'm going to tell you how God put the title together as well as the text. The difference between the rearview mirror and the windshield. Recently, I was driving down to Bradenton after a late night meeting here at the church to switch cars with our son so I could take his car to a mechanic in Spring Hill that I trusted to do the repairs that were necessary. As I got onto I-5 and went past Tampa and past Brandon, I realized that there was some debris apparently I was hitting on the road that I couldn't see. It sounded like somebody had lost part of their tire. And I continued to drive thinking that was somebody else's tire. But when I got to past Brandon, why my tire showed me that it was indeed my tire, not somebody else's that I was hearing from the debris on the road. The dash light suddenly flashed on and off, and the car stopped. The engine stopped. I had time to pull over at that time of night. There wasn't very much traffic. The Lord had that planned for me. And I I discovered that the tire tread had come completely off of my tire, the car. This happened about 12:15 in the morning. By the time I changed the tire, it was about 1 o'clock. I called Sharon, then called AAA. The operator asked for the location, and I said somewhere south of Brandon and before Apollo Beach. I had no mile marker to give. The fact that she said there was no Brandon exit on I-75 didn't do very much to bolster my encouragement about being found that night by a tow truck driver. But divine intervention occurred and my cell phone call dropped. So I called back again after I checked my road map in the car, and I did have an exit number for the Brandon exit that the AAA operator didn't know existed. The second operator that I spoke with accepted the fact that there was a Brandon exit, and said she would communicate that I was south of that to the tow truck driver that was being sent. I sat there